What's up, Aces? It's Ace Your Creator, and today I'm going to show you how my Lego puzzle box works. If you haven't seen the short that I made about this puzzle box, go watch it. Link in the description. Alright, so let's get on with the video. Alright, so here's the puzzle box. I built this like a couple years ago, I think, and it's probably like the best puzzle box I've made. The goal of this puzzle box was to try to make it as impossible as possible. So let's go ahead and show you how it works. So first I need to undo the whole thing, or solve the whole thing. So time lapse, I guess. Okay, so I think I've undone the whole thing, so now I can get to show you how this thing actually works. So let's start with the basics. So the puzzle box is mainly split into five different parts, which is the treasure box, which has the top half that isn't really anything, and then this is the actual treasure box with a big hole in it. The two half case things that go around the treasure box, and the outer ring, which I'm kind of proud of because it's actually very difficult to take apart. It can't break by itself because there are brackets here and sideways pieces that make it very, very, very sturdy. You can see I'm really, really tugging on it. It only breaks when you really, really pull on it. Okay, so let's start by going from bottom to the top, and I'll show you how all the mechanisms work for my puzzle box. Alright, so let's start on this side of this half of the puzzle box. So you can see right down here there's this little axle that's kind of poking out of the side, and there's this gap here so that when you take it apart it can actually slide out. And what you do is you take this key that you'll find later and you turn it like this, and another axle pops out. This piece actually connects into the ring over here through one of these holes. I believe it's through this hole right here, which locks it in place. So let's see how this works. So underneath the treasure box is this gear right here that's connected to this gray axle, which obviously spins, and this gear meshes with this gear rack right here, and this whole piece can come out like this. You can see this is the brown axle that was sticking out of this hole. So when we put these two together, when you turn this, it makes this piece move back and forth. So if we move a little farther up, you can see that there's this funny little piece right here that looks like it should do something, because if you know Lego well, you'll know that tiles have this groove underneath, which means that this could slide out. But it doesn't, it's actually in place. I just used a jumper plate which has a stud on top that connects to this brick underneath. And it looks like it can come out, but it can't, as you can see. So on the other side we have this hole which actually holds this axle here, and you'll use this later after you get the ring off. If we turn it around, you can see we have this little hole right here, which is actually another trick. It doesn't do anything, but it's made to make you think it can actually do something. A little higher up we have this little wheel right here that has 6 holes in it. This is meant to make you think that it's just a random piece that doesn't do anything, but it actually does do something. So behind this wheel is actually a little hole right there that you can see through. And in the treasure box there's another hole, but it's an axle hole. So when you put these two together, they both connect up. Then you can stick this black axle piece in there. So now it's barely even visible. You can barely even tell there's an axle behind. I'm actually pretty proud of this. If we move just a little up from that, we have probably the most annoying part of this entire puzzle box, which is this hole right here. Inside this hole is a yellow axle that you can sometimes see poking out. It moves through 4 of these Technic bricks right here. So there's one right here, another right here, another right here, and one on the other side. The axle is actually made of 2 axles with an axle connector in the middle so that it stops from falling out. What you're supposed to do is line it up exactly in the middle so that none of the ends are poking out. Because if they are, you can't get it out. I also feel pretty proud of this part, but it's really annoying to deal with. Later in the puzzle box, you'll have these two pieces and be able to line it up exactly by tipping it over like this, which puts it at exactly the middle. If we move to this side of the puzzle box, you can see we have this hole right here with this gear and a knob that turns it. This worm gear goes in here along this axle, and if you spin it, it moves in and out, kind of like the gear rack below this. This also locks into the side of the ring and is also used for part of the puzzle box that I showed you earlier. So basically, once you take the ring off, you're able to get this piece from here and this piece from here, put them together, and you have a 1 stud long axle piece sticking out, and you're able to line it up exactly to get this in the middle. Let's move on to the drawer section because it's been kind of annoying, as you may have seen. So this is very simple. It just has a stopper to keep it from coming out, and it holds the key that I used earlier. Well, that is this side of the puzzle box complete, so now we can move on to the other side. This is so annoying. Okay, so let's start at the bottom again. So over here we have this sliding piece right here that is unable to come out, and it connects to the inside of the ring, like many other parts of this. Just need to put this piece in, and it's unable to go in and out. Once you take this out, then it can slide back. It's really simple. Just above it is this weird looking squarish piece that is actually a button that you're not supposed to press. You might be curious and just push it in. It actually locks the treasure box with the side together so it can't separate. There is an easy fix to this, but it's not provided in the steps to complete the puzzle box. I just have this cheater axle here and a hole right here that was built in so that you can just push the button right back out in case you need to for emergencies. The button is super simple because you can see it just goes in like this, and it just connects to this hole right here, locking it in place. Just above that we have this hole right here which holds this piece. This is kind of a panel that can be pulled out if you have this piece, and this piece that's jutting out goes into this slot right here, which is kind of like the button. So you just have to use leverage to pull it out like that. You can separate it. If we put the ring on, you can see that we have this other piece that's kind of jutting out. It's actually the button, but you're supposed to press it in order for this to be able to be completed. So you just press it in like that, and then it can slide out. Because if it is out, then, well, this piece connects to the ring and it won't be able to come off. If we turn this around again, we have this hole at the bottom that is actually another fake thing. It doesn't do anything. It's just supposed to make you think that there's something there, but there isn't. And then over here we have this section where you're supposed to take this piece out and then slide this piece back, which makes the ring be able to come off. Above that we have this switch right here which can move back and forth like this. It's really simple. It's just connected to an axle, as you can see right here. And it just moves along inside the holes that go through the box. As you can see, at some points the axle sticks out of the box, and that prevents the ring from being able to come off. So you need to keep the switch exactly in the middle so that neither side of the axle is poking out. So that is the puzzle box. It was really fun to build. I can't remember how long it took, but it was pretty complex, and I'm still really proud of it. And I wanted to try and build another puzzle box sometime, but I have kind of limited time to build things because of work and school. But hopefully this summer I'll be able to make a puzzle box and show it to you guys. I'm not going to bother putting this back together because it takes a really long time. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And peace out.